Hi guys, welcome to Hollywood. We are here. I'm here with Zachary, and it means God remembers. And we're here in Hollywood. It's so beautiful. We're in a park here, and we're talking about spirituality, mental health, and what you can do to better navigate in this crazy ass world. So let's go.
Let's go.
And we're drinking matcha. We're not in Bali anymore, so in America we drink matcha, not coconut. Okay, so we were talking before, a little bit before we changed our location. So can we maybe just re-talk about everything?
Of course.
Cool. So with what would you like to start?
I think the biggest part of what we were discussing before was the idea of manifestation and mental health. This idea that we are on this journey in this chaotic world, and in chaos, you're able to manifest many things, but the chaos also changes the way that you think. So as important as it is to be able to make things happen, it's also important to learn to relax, to de-stress, to purify your mind, your body, your soul, in order to then make powerful manifestations that are good for you. One of the things that I've noticed, especially living in Hollywood, is that whatever you say comes true. So if you believe that you can't do something and you say, oh, that's not possible, then it won't be. If you say it is possible and that you plan on doing it in a healthy way, then it will come to you in a healthy way.
I like what you said before about the surfing analogy.
Yeah.
Yes, can you maybe
Yeah.
share that again?
In life, things are a lot like surfing, where you are waiting for these waves to come. The beautiful thing about surfing is if you're out there on your surfboard and no waves are coming and you're floating out there, when you go home and people ask you what you did all day, you would still say, I was surfing. You are doing even if you're not actively doing. You are if you're not actively creating an action. So actors who aren't in a project right now, they're still actors. Singers who aren't on tour are still singers. Now, the beautiful part about that is that when we are riding these waves of chaos that are coming over and over again, sometimes we think this is the big wave that I'll be able to ride, and we're not able to ride it. Sometimes we have to go under the wave. Sometimes we allow ourselves to be crashed by the wave. Sometimes we use that wave to try and make ourselves stronger, so we try and swim against it. At the end of the day, however you decide to do this is your choice. You also have to learn timing, because when you decide to ride that wave, you have to know, where is the sweet spot? How do I feel this wave? How do I stand and move and go along? And at the same time, when you fall off the wave, you can't tense up, you can't panic. You just allow yourself to ragdoll and float, because if you panic, you hit the rocks at the bottom. So I like this analogy for life, just because on all the chaos that we get, we're always choosing the dangers, we're choosing the challenges. Oh, do I want to experience something scary? Okay, well, let me try and experience it. It's like if you go to a new country, of course there's going to be dangers there, but you're saying, I want to be the person that can overcome these dangers. That's why I go to a different country, explore something unknown.
Yeah, that's why I'm in America.
Yeah, exactly.
And how did you what do you think helped you in going deeper into spirituality, for your life, for your practical day-to-day life? What did you learn? How can you help others? Or how did it help your mental health?
I would say that my mental health, a lot of it has been a mixture of faith and understanding that being a little delusional is okay.
It's very beneficial.
Yeah. If someone says, oh, well, logically you can't do that. Okay. Well, I believe I can. And I don't need logic to dictate what I can and can't do. So when I first came to LA, I only came to screen a movie that I was showing here. And I had no money. And I was in a hostel for a few days, and then I did some couch surfing. But then I ran out of money. And even though I was trying to work and figure out ways of hustling and trying to get some type of cash, I had nothing. And for about a month and a half, it was the week after my birthday, I was homeless and I was sleeping on the sidewalks in Hollywood. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned from being outside all day, every day for about a month and a half is that your emotions and your mental strength are the only thing that stops you from being in the state of homelessness or being a homeless person. Now, the person who is homeless is the same thing as a person who is poor, or it's a mindset. When you lose your emotions and you go, oh, I don't deserve this. Oh, I live like this. This is who I am. That's no longer a state of being. So as long as you go through life and you're never allowing the state that you're in to define who you are, it's just something that you're experiencing. It's just another wave that you're riding. Then you're always able to surf it and ride the next one. If you get too stuck on one, then it's like saying, I am who I am. I am here. Nothing can move me. And the wave will come and crash right into you and knock you down.
I think I just saw a hummingbird. I've never seen a hummingbird before.
No?
No.
Every time I see a hummingbird, it's a very spiritual sign.
Aw.
Like for me, it's like something beautiful. A message is trying to come to me.
They're
And
so pretty though.
yeah. Sometimes you need to take time.
Like over there, maybe
Yeah.
help me back. So yes, and why do you think mental health is like a very big topic, and like so many people are like suffering under it, and why do you think that is? Like, what is the most common reason why people are having like mental health issues and
Oh.
they feel stuck? I think like normally it's always that they're feeling stuck, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Mental health is an issue for many people because mental health comes from two main sources. One, your diet. If you have bad nutrition,
True.
if you're not getting the right amounts of serotonin, your vitamins, if you don't understand how your brain works, just from the extent of what is depression, for instance, some people feel depression and assume it's something that is metaphysical instead of physical. They can think, oh, this happened to me and that's why I'm so sad. Well, it's like, well, maybe also you've gone through a very difficult situation. All of your neurotransmitters have been depleted from your brain and your brain is trying to recover. Because if you go work out or if you go on a really difficult hike or a difficult journey, your body gets tired. So why wouldn't your mind?
But I feel like everything is just inside your brain. You know, it's the same with smoking or with any addiction. You're not really addicted. It's just a switch inside of your brain.
Yeah.
And like the only fight you actually ever have is the one inside of your head.
True.
100%. So I think like the only thing that you actually have to overcome is yourself and your
Yeah.
thoughts. And because like it's just thoughts, but they have so much influence and impact
Of
on
course.
you. And you gotta learn how to distance yourself from your thoughts and from your everything that you feel, because you're so much more than that and you're so much more powerful than that, and you will like all the outside fights that you have, even in a bigger scale like war, it's never about it. It's always just within your mind, within
True.
your brain, and that's the only fight you will ever have to. It's not really a fight, it's just like learn how to navigate it, learn how to do that. And for me personally, I think that people like, I think that your surrounding, you need to change it
Yeah.
so many times, because I feel like when you like, it's so hard to get out of something like depression or whatever when you feel stuck.
Yeah.
But like a lot of things that keep you stuck is your surrounding.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in a place where not a lot is going on, or where everyone is like feeling bad, or you know what I mean? Like this
I agree.
heaviness.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Like even if it's scary, and I know it's very scary too, because your body always wants to keep you in a loop and repeat everything and everything again and
Stability.
again. Yes, even if it's bad stability, but it's so important to jump over your own shadow and just to do it no matter what, because if you don't like, it's so much harder to change yourself when your surroundings don't change.
True. At the same time, that also brings me to number 2. I feel like we're fighting a spiritual warfare at the moment, where there are people that are actively trying to hack into our minds in terms of always grabbing our attention, always trying to get our attention to focus just on them. So whether it's capitalism or it's someone that is in our personal lives that wants all the attention onto them, they have learned these ways of using our psyche, of tapping into the things that we're thinking and feeling and exhausting them to the point that they're able to control, okay, I want to make that person depressed. And then they push that button over and over again until you become depressed. So maybe there's times when we're not able to change our environment or change the people that are around us. Say, for instance, you're working a job and you can't leave that job, you can't leave your place, but it's a toxic work environment.
Yes.
Now, there's certain things that you have to do in order to survive this. And I think that, one, beyond just nutrition, working out, making sure that your body is running in a positive way, because then that affects your mental health. I think it also then helps you strengthen in a way to where you're able to meet other people that are also strengthening their bodies and learning how to block these negative influences. And once you do that, then you're able to kind of leave your circles of influence and get into better circles of influence.
Which fits perfectly to what you're working on, which is super cool, by the way. And which, is very nice, because he's working like on a vegan way of like eating healthy, being vegan and eating healthy, which is not so easy to combine sometimes. But I also feel like, I don't know, like I feel like, there's so much suffering that is not necessary in this world.
True.
I want to be part of reducing the suffering or getting rid of it in a way. But I also feel like, this life is like a game.
Yes.
So if we wouldn't be on a similar frequency, we would have never met.
Yeah.
And I feel like also you go through life and you only meet the people who are like on the similar wave that you are on currently.
Yeah.
So if you like eat better, work out more, whatever, do anything that's healthy for you, healthy lifestyle is the only thing that makes sense. Because like also if you have a lot of money, I know people who have a lot of money but they're not happy, and like what a waste of energy, what a waste, because like it starts from within no matter what you do. And if you're not happy, then what's the point, what's the goal if you're not happy doing something? So sorry, where I wanted to go with that is like if you just improve small things in your life, you will meet better people, everything will level up.
Exactly. If you can't find community, create community.
Yeah, create in general.
Yeah.
Just create. Yeah, but what do you think, like, what did you learn about spirituality? Like, what are your beliefs about this world? Like, also, like, if we talk about LA or Hollywood, just share if you want to share.
My personal beliefs of how the universe works in general is that we are all having a universe experience where the universe is alive, right? We talk about it like, oh yeah, the universe is coming to me with this, or I'm being blessed with that. In reality, everywhere that exists, anything that exists in this space that we're in is part of the universe. So when you see a bird or a butterfly, it has the same impact on the world as a person can have. And a person has the same influences as the water and the air. And we all can change one thing on this planet that can affect everyone else. We all have that ability.
Butterfly effect.
The butterfly effect, because it can be as small as a butterfly flapping its wings.
There are so many butterflies right here. Pretty ones.
I think that if we take that idea of the butterfly effect and we combine that with, do you know Schrodinger's cat?
No.
Schrodinger's,
Yes, I do, but I don't know why. It's from psychology,
science.
Science.
So the idea is that as soon as you observe something, an experiment, it changes the outcome of that experiment. If you take light and you push it through a slit and you observe it on the other side, it reacts differently as soon as it's observed.
Yeah, I know that one.
So that means that anything that we put our attention to changes its behavior as soon as we put our attention to it. So when there's things in life that we want to change, the most important thing is to pay attention to it, to give it that energy and say, okay, here's one aspect of my life that I would like to make better. Here's something that I would like to start focusing on because I want to change it in my own personal behavior. These are the things that I want to start seeing more of in the world. There's unlimited resources everywhere. If you want love, look for love in the world. When you see someone pushing their baby or walking their dog down the street, there's love there. And if you want to see more love, you have to choose to open your eyes to it. It's the same as when you eat a meal and you are all eating the same meal with friends, but someone says, you really taste that garlic in the back. And then you start focusing on it and you go, I do taste that. Well, that's life. If you hang around people that point out the positive things and you choose to see it, then you will start being attracted to it. You'll start seeing it everywhere, but also the same with the negative. So if you want to achieve goals, if you want to make changes, then you start looking for things you can change. If you want to be solution-oriented, you have to start looking for problems. Most of the time that we're looking for something, we're actually looking for the opposite thing, and those are the challenges we're choosing to accept so that way we can grow and actually find those solutions or make those changes.
And I think it's important to surrender to life. I learned it in Mexico, like surrendering is so important. Like, just know that, like, first of all, you're so much more loved than you could ever believe or think of. Life has a plan for you, and life is smarter than you in many ways. And if you surrender to life and stop being stubborn, but really pay attention to what is happening in your life, because it's all connected to you. Like if I meet a certain or many people of a certain character, it is there to send me a message, or it is there to clear something within me. And the more you surrender to life, I think the more you're able to surf or flow.
That's true.
Yeah.
1000%. I find that life is like a game. If I keep getting the same mission over and over again through different people or different places, then I know, okay, I need to stop running from this and I need to just try. Just go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also with the focus, you know, like energy flows, or with this beautiful quote, energy flows where energy goes. No, how does it work?
Energy goes where energy flows.
Yeah, something like that. Very good. But it's true. And I think like even if something negative happens in your life, just don't give it attention. Like I'm Scorpio, so I would love to revenge, but I don't, because like I'm also Buddhist. No, but it doesn't matter. Like don't focus. Like whatever negative is, accept it, leave it. Focus on everything you want to grow.
Yeah, I actually believe in stoicism. I think that we have emotions, we have ideas, and in the moment we're there to process them and let them go. But the idea of processing is actually the most beautiful part, because if I say I want to be really strong, I don't want to feel hurt in love anymore, then when I have a bad experience in love, that's my moment to grow, because I can only grow through practice. And in that moment I can choose, do I react the same way as I always have, or can I react differently? And that's like an experiment. Okay, what happens if I react this way? Will it change things? What happens if I think about it in this way? Will it make me feel better? Is it an external issue that I'm having or an internal issue? And I think about those things. And when I have these experiences, I find that once I go through them over and over again, at some point I don't go through them ever again, because all of a sudden I figured it out. It was me, or it was the things that I was pulling towards, or it was the things I was attracted to, and I could change those things. It's always a choice. I don't have to keep going towards creating this feeling in someone else and then having that feeling revert back to me, and then it's karma. Why did I lie about this? Why did I try in doing that? And then at some point you go, well, I don't want to do that anymore. So you stop lying. You stop going through it.
Yes, and I also feel like we grow up in such a weird trauma-based world where all the things are so weird. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the movies. Like what they sell you as love, it's such a bullshit.
Of course.
It's abuse. It's like really, really bad. So I think, and the thing is, as long as you are in the same, like as long as you're not out of something and you see it from a different perspective, you will never understand what it actually is, because you're so deep into it. It's like with every culture, or with the alcohol, like we're drinking so much, like why do we do that? That's sick. And it's so important to, that's why I think it's important to move, to change occasions, to change energies, to change, at least for me, everyone is different, and other people might value stability more, but it's just important to get to that switch where you can see things from a different perspective in order to really understand what these things are.
Yeah.
That's so important, because then you can choose. If you're brainwashed, you cannot choose. You don't have a choice. So yeah, it's important to start thinking differently about a lot of things in order to, be able to choose simply.
Yeah. You know, it's funny that you say the word brainwashing. I do think that anything that you learn in life, if you keep the same habit of washing and drying, then things become easier. Whether it's intensely training for a marathon, or you're studying something very hardcore, or you're trying to achieve a new level in life, or someone's offering you some type of peace and commitment or whatever, you have to create dynamics. There has to be that up moment where you're receiving all of this, and then that moment where you sit in it and you're peaceful. And that is the drying period. And I think if you always allow yourself the drying period, you don't get overly extended. You don't lose everything. You don't end up becoming stuck in any one way of thinking. And I think that's the most important. And that's how you avoid being brainwashed or pulled into cults, or creating negative situations where, say for instance, you attend church and you start getting so high on this whole like, oh, everyone's so good, everything is so great, everything, no matter what I do, everything is going to be okay. You have to then take a step back and be like, okay, let me not bring negative influence to this good group of people I just met. And I think a lot of us fail on that, where we join.
What exactly do you mean by that?
when you join a new group, for instance, like go to a new church, then at first you're so caught up in all the beauty and happiness that
Yeah,
you
that's
maintain.
me. I do that all the time.
But you keep that mask on.
Yes, all the
And then
time.
you start bringing in your darkness with that mask on. And next thing you know, oh, you know what? I saw Sheila over there. She was talking to that girl's husband. You know, it seemed a little too close, right? And then next thing you know, there's gossip in the church. There's gossip in this place, or you end up making promises you're not keeping. And instead of receiving the energy, which you were before, you're not on that drying period. You're still trying to receive the energy, and now you're bringing in negative moments. So if you realize that you're getting used to a situation, that's when you take a step back. Not necessarily stop going into that situation, but you have to allow yourself to realize that the honeymoon phase is a certain type of lens that you're seeing things in. And then whatever choices that you feel comfortable making, maybe don't make them right now, but really just allow yourself to sit in that energy. That's the same as when you fall off the wave. You don't think, oh, I gotta get back up and surf another one. No, you ragdoll, you float, and then you let yourself slowly rise back up to the surface. If you keep that in everything that you do, you can easily move through life very quickly, very easily. And you don't hurt people along the way.
It's a good advice. Balance.
Balance. Libra season.
Nah. What else should we talk about?
Depends. How much battery do you have left?
Until it ends.
Okay.
It ends when it ends.
Well, in that case, how would you feel about if you were alone in nature for 3 months and it was just you and your thoughts? Do you think that you would grow from those situations, or like being where you're not talking to anyone else? What do you find that you are able to become more spiritual and more connected when you're around others, or when you're alone with the universe?
No, of course alone. Like, I'm an extrovert. I love being with people, but I love my own energy. Being with my own energy, being like with nature. Like here, this is such a beautiful location. Like, honestly, wow, I already feel it. You know, it lights me up so much. It's so good. So yeah, being with myself, being with God, being in nature, listening to music, doing sports, that's where I recharge, 100%, yes. And that's where I also get inspiration, of course, like with being still.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do it, but like, I don't know, like, will I get food, or do I have to hunt? Because I'm not gonna go hunt. I'm gonna go eat the berries or something.
Yeah, you can eat the berries. Just eat the right berries.
No, I'm probably gonna kill myself. Probably I won't make it.
Day 3, I'm choosing to eat the red berries. I'm too hungry to think about it anymore.
Yeah, I think I would go a little crazy for sure. But I could handle myself, of course. But I want food. I want food and I want the bed, and I can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also one of the things about connecting and starting to observe the world. You start looking at the birds and the squirrels and everything else and what they're eating, and you go, oh, okay, well, they can survive eating that. Maybe I can too. And that's at least your first basis. Like, you can't eat everything they would eat, but at the end of the day, you start learning from the world around you.
Did you read the book The Power of Now?
Yes.
It's very good. I'm not finished with it yet, but it's so true. Like, especially in America, but basically anywhere in the world, people are like all the time, you know, they're not present at all. And I'm trying every day to be more present, to put away the phone, to be really, like, for example, now we're having a conversation, we're here, I'm really trying to be here right now. And it's so easy to adjust. So it's so easy to do, but you need to understand why you do it. Because, like, of course, when you're a child, the parents will tell you, you know, oh, be here, look at the tree, so beautiful. You're like, okay, nice. And you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But you need to understand why it's so important to be present. Because if we talk about manifestation, you cannot manifest from the past and you cannot manifest from the future, because it doesn't even exist.
Sure.
You can only manifest from the now. So when I'm here now, I'm looking at this beautiful nature. I'm enjoying this conversation. I'm really happy. And exactly in this moment, with my feeling, with what I'm feeling free, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling confident. That's when I manifest more of this in the future.
Yeah.
But if I'm like now sitting here and thinking, oh my gosh, I need to do this, then I will not manifest something beautiful for me in the future.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much knowledge out there, but there's so little really understanding of the knowledge. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It's the same with spirituality or psychedelics or whatever. There's so much knowledge there, but like so little applied knowledge. Like, why is it like this? Like, where do you go? Like, why? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not a lot of people have answers. Like, there's too little explanation, I believe. But yeah, it's such a little thing you can do, but brings you so much. And also happiness. I cannot feel happy if I'm constantly stressed. I feel happiness when I'm calm. And then my body has time to feel safe and relaxed, and then the happiness can come up. But yeah, it's so important. Like, it's just a little thing, but it can change your whole life.
Do you do presence exercises?
I don't call it that way. I mean, I just try to be present. But I don't know
Okay.
what is the presence exercise.
Okay, so presence exercise.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so first things first. You can start off with closing your eyes.
Is it meditation?
No, it's just achieving presence.
Okay, let's do it.
You take a deep breath in, and you hold it, and then you release. And then once again, you take a deep breath in, you hold it, and then you release.
But that's breath work.
We're almost there. You gotta be present.
Okay, I'm gonna be present. Okay. I'm not gonna judge you anymore. Just in my head.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to feel the air going into your lungs, and you're filling up your body. And when you hold your breath, that allows your oxygen to get to your blood cells, so it's enriching your body, right? But as you're taking in these deep breaths, you start feeling the weight of the world, the gravity on you. So you feel yourself touching the ground, you feel your feet, your butt touching the concrete, and you feel the air on your skin as the wind is blowing. You start hearing the wind and how it rustles the trees, the leaves. You hear the birds, the people talking, the planes in the distance. You take more breath in. This time you breathe in through your nose. And you can smell the park that you're sitting in, the smell of the garden, the flowers. And at the same time, you taste a little matcha on your tongue. You taste it, and as you open your eyes slowly, you start looking at the world around you, and you see how the light falls onto the sea. You have yellow, blue, green, the temperature of the light, the way it reflects. You can look around even more, and as you're looking, you can actually look at something like this tree, and you hear as the wind passes through the leaves. Not only is it passing through the leaf, when you focus upon it, you can feel it now. Not only do you hear the sound and see it, but you can almost smell it and all the world around it that creates it. Take a deep breath in through your mouth and taste the dust on your tongue. Every time that you breathe or move, you have all your senses activated. That is pure presence. And anything that you want to manifest while truly being active in this reality, seeing, smelling, touching, tasting, and even your other senses of balance and spatial awareness, these are the things that allow you to be fully present. And you can manifest in any moment as long as you have that presence.
That's true. It was beautiful. It is very similar to what I felt after doing the Temazcal. You need to do it one day.
Okay.
Because you're in the sauna, and then when you go out, it feels like seeing the world for the first time. Like literally, I was crying so much. It was like I was seeing the sun for the first time. I was touching the ground for the first time. And I think it's so important to keep, because this world is magical, 100%. And if you keep the awareness about how crazy and how unreal and how magical and how wonderful everything is, it's so important. Like a kid. Be like a kid.
Be like a kid.
Be like a kid, because that's the only thing that will make you happy. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have this childlike astonishment for this world, or for basically anything, for the butterfly, for the matcha, for you, for me, for whatever, it won't benefit your soul. It won't enrich your soul. It's important, simply.
Yeah, there's no reason to put up these walls over time. Being a kid has always just been about being alive.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we don't have to put those walls up that say, oh, I don't want to look at the trees anymore. I don't want to smell the air.
Yes, no.
No.
Yeah.
We can keep that forever.
Yes, forever.
When you start seeing parents with children, and you start seeing how, as a parent, you can either tell the child how life is and how you have to turn things off, or you start seeing how parents are being enlightened by their children.
True.
And how the children are like, oh, check this out. And then you go oh, what is that? Oh, that's cool. I never realized that before. And that's the beauty of it. That's why it's important for us to grow and spread like the trees and the flowers. And whether or not that's being around kids in a community or having your own, I think the importance is really seeing someone who's not jaded by the world.
Yeah.
That's why it takes community. Because
True.
community raising a kid helps a kid raise a community.
Actually, you know, I wanted to say something about community because I noticed like I was in a monastery only for, sorry, 1 week, but still, it was so crazy because I was there for 1 week. You don't eat meat, you eat like shitty food. Like I thought like, yay, vegetarian, like a lot of greens. No.
No.
Anyways, but like you're there in this community. We were 108 people from around the world. There were like thousands, I guess. I'm not so good with numbers, but I guess thousands of people in this monastery, and it gives you so much. And the same on the movie set, you know, like you're every day with the same people, and like you're like a family. Like you sleep together, you suffer together, you shoot together, you eat together, and it gives you so much. And I feel like that is also a big reason why people have struggles with mental health, because we're a community.
Yeah.
Humans, like we need community. And I swear to God, I could live my whole life in this monastery. I would be happy because I know how I felt, you know, like I don't miss anything. I don't need anything. Like the community alone gives you so much. And I want for everyone to have like a strong community like that, because you're a human being and you need it. Like you need a tribe, like.
Yeah.
But not one of these bullshit tribes like, oh, we can be your tribe. Come, just donate with us. We're gonna live together. No. You need a real community, and I want the world to change in that way and offer it again, because you don't know that you're missing it because our world is already very isolated in many ways. But you do, and you will see the difference when you experience it. It's so important.
Sure. I think nurture is in our nature. I think the idea of human nurturing is where we want to take care of others and be taken care of, and we want balance like that in our lives, where we're not always just taking,
Yes.
or just giving. We want to be around where I give to you, you give to me, we're all helping each other in some way, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally,
True.
if it's financially. We all need to be able to
Yeah, you can help me
create that
financially.
balance. You can help me. Okay.
No, but yes, 100%. It's very true. And I think also like the more, I mean, I don't know, but the more Western the society, the more isolated, the more like me before you. But it don't brings you anywhere. Like people on the top, they collaborate 100%. So like as long as you're in this, it doesn't even matter to which scale you take it, like just in small interactions, or like also like it's always the same game, like either like it's man against women, or you know, all that bullshit. But like don't be against other people, like collaborate. Like you don't need to fight anyone. You don't have competition. Your only competition is yourself, like literally. And if we can go back to I don't know, like having a society that cares more about each other and having like real communities, like how it's supposed to be, you know? Like you grow up in a place, like all your neighbors are like your parents or like your friends and everything. I think a lot of mental health issues would go away by itself. Same with food. Like if everyone would eat healthy and we would finally kick out the stupid McDonald's or all this bullshit, a lot of things would solve itself.
I think it's about the idea that you can either live in a valley or live in a mountain and still find the same experiences. But if you look at the monks who live on the mountain and they all live together and they're all finding food together, they're all creating together, that's different than the people who are in the valley that are separated from the rest of the world. And they're like, well, whatever we do is just what we do. It's a different mentality and it's a choice. And I think that as long as we are actively realizing that we have a choice of how we treat each other and how we survive with each other, how we create community together, then we can always create something that's healthy. And if healthy is the baseline, where it's not about morals, it's not about the idea of anything like that, it's just healthy. Is it healthy to hurt people? No, it's not, because that takes away the health. Okay, well then we're not going to be throwing people in prisons and lynching them for things that we consider moral. Okay, they ran the stop sign.
Forget morality and forget politically correctness. It's bullshit. But the thing is, we can either just be super egoistic, because if you hurt other people, in the end you will hurt yourself. Just be super egoistic. Do what's best for you, because what is best for you is actually to be with other people, and also it will make you feel good. So like you don't need to be
it's the
like
butterfly effect.
Maybe.
Whatever you do influences the world around you. So if you do the right things, then the world around you. If you take the time to water your garden around you, then the fruits will come. And not everything will always blossom, and we have to also understand that. But if you go into a negative environment and you decide that, okay, I'm in this negative environment, I can either receive this environment or change my environment or just exist in this environment, it's always a choice. And if you are being affected by that environment and you're not doing anything at all to make it a more positive environment, then you have to either change environments or change yourself and say, okay, I don't have to become like this. I can lead by example. I can be this person. If I notice that everyone is very down, I can create a nicer energy in myself and people are noticing it. Then people also start smiling more. People are also a bit more happy. If I say, hey, I have boundaries and this is how I approach my boundaries, then other people will also start having more boundaries because they see you doing it too. So we're influenced by our environment and you are part of that environment too. So whatever you want things to be better, just be better yourself. And it's not always easy, but if you keep the same mental strength and the same mental attitude of staying positive and saying, you know what, I didn't like that, it was a bad moment, but it's not a bad day, then eventually you'll be able to ripple your butterfly effect around you and everything will be better.
True. True.
Yeah.
Be positive, focus on a positive, and your life will be better.
Yeah.
Simple like that.
Thank you for having me on this podcast.
Thank you very much. It's not a podcast. Okay, maybe it's a podcast.
It's now a podcast.
It's not a podcast. Yeah. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll talk more.
I would like that. Yeah.
And go deeper in some topics.
Yeah.
See.
It's a beautiful, beautiful world. We can have many videos in many beautiful places.
True.
So.
Thank you. You are loved.